All right, good evening, guys. So obviously there's been a lot of volatility in the market, so I'm gonna do a live stream on my way home so we can talk about it. All right, once you get in the chat, go ahead and give me a like, give me a comment, let me know you're here. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Obviously I can't chart right now, but I can talk to you guys and answer questions and things like that. So for this live stream, let's talk about this crash, right? So we expected this. We have been watching this for weeks, and it's playing out. Like, this is not too unexpected for us. So while the market has crashed by like what, 20 to 30% in the last 2 days, I am actually only down a little bit. I think I'm only down, I mean, relatively. I'm probably down about maybe 10%. So the rest of the market's crashing 20 to 30%. I'm only down about 10%. Why? Because of risk management, FOMO, right? Avoiding FOMO, keep my emotions in check, and also looking for opportunities. In these massive volatility or massively volatile markets, you will watch and there will be some coins that come out of nowhere and dominate even despite a massive crash like we saw today. All right, for instance, HBAR, obvious one, right? We called this in the stream today. We talked about HBAR. I even posted in the chat, I said, hey guys, this looks so incredibly good. I'm gonna go ahead and increase my position. Is this because of some sort of like a fundamental or news? Did the fundamentals of HBAR increase by 40% today? No, of course not. The charts look good, and so I bought. All right. ADA, same sort of thing. ADA looked good on the BTC pairing. I told you guys, we are currently in a void. We are going to teleport up. And that's what's happening. All right, like that's exactly what's happening. We are teleporting because the chart looked good. The BTC pairing looked good. And that's why it is not only held up in this market, it has actually risen in this market. And ADA is not a small market cap coin. That is a massive coin with a lot of money in it. And despite all the negative pressure, it was still able to not only survive, it has been able to thrive. Once again, is that fundamentals? Is that news? No, it's not. It has nothing to do with that. It's because we saw in the chart that it was strong, so we bought. That's it. There's nothing else to it, guys. Now, obviously, due to tax harvesting and everything else, I wasn't able to, or it's also stupid to fully invest in a single thing, right? It doesn't make sense. So did I still lose money today? Sure. 10%? Okay, cool. Now, in the grand scheme of things, what does that mean? That means that my portfolio balance, after this massive drop, the drop of the century, oh my God, it's so freaking bad, right? After this massive drop, my portfolio balance is about the same amount as it was 10 days ago. Okay. 10 days ago, right? So after 2 days of constant bearish pressure, I've only lost about 10 days worth of profits. Okay, I've been trading for a long time. I assure you, I am still well up on the beginning of this bull run. And now that we have had this massive collapse, what does that mean, right? That means that now when it rebounds, I'm gonna make even more money because it's going to constantly push more money into the market. People who are panic selling, the ones who are freaking out, the ones who are saying that the Bitcoin is dead are going to get utterly fucked. It's over. Like they're going to have to try to FOMO back in, and then not only miss out on the way down, they're also going to get in really bad positions on the way up. And a lot of these guys are doing leverage trading for no damn good reason, and they're going to get liquidated when they try. All right, so I don't leverage trade. None of my trading is leverage. You guys can see this. It's all spot. That means I buy when it's good, I sell when it's bad. That's literally it. It's super easy. The hard part is learning how to tell if a chart looks good or bad. That's the hard part. And it's not something you'll be able to do overnight. At my level, with my level of experience, yeah, I can look at a chart and be like, yep, that looks good, or nope, that looks bad. And you guys see this every single day on my technical analysis streams, right? So you guys can look at this and see what I'm looking at. And I just look at a chart and be like, oh, look at that, it's gonna go up. And you know, with fairly good accuracy, I can do pretty well. Am I always right? No, of course not. That's asinine. Anyone who claims that they're 100% right on a trade is absolutely wrong, right? But am I pretty damn good at it? Yeah. And here's the cool part about this. If you use really good risk management techniques, like we discussed in the risk management video, you can be wrong more often than not and still win. Okay? You can be wrong more often than not and still win. It's about risk management. It's about managing your trades effectively. If you're only doing 4R, 8R trades, you can lose 90% of the time and still come out ahead, guys. Like, it's cheating. It's freaking cheating. But it works. It really, really does. So the big thing is that if you hold on to a trade past your stop loss, that 8R trade is no longer an 8R trade. Okay, what's going on? Let's see. Are you as good at trading as you are driving while talking about investment? I mean, I'm doing fine driving. I don't have to talk to you guys, or I don't have to look at you guys, like, realistically, right? I'm paying attention to the road. I'm good to go. So, like, I don't have any charts to look at. I'm just talking realistically. So, let's see. What else? Okay. So there were two fear, uncertainty, demand things. It's called FUD that happened today. The number one was obviously the whole Tesla thing, which I beat the hell out of yesterday, right? So the second thing is going to be going over, what is it called? Binance. SEC is looking into Binance for some sort of fraud or investigation or some sort of bullshit, right? All right, awesome. If you've been around crypto for a while, you have survived many different China bans Bitcoin, India bans Bitcoin, investigations, hackings, everything else, all right? Crypto has been dead so many times. Like, it's incredible how many times. And it also happens to come out after a dump has already happened. People look and they find something that caused the dump. No. The news did not cause the dump. The people who knew about the news before the news actually released caused that dump, right? So before the news came out, it was already dumping because people who were in those positions who knew this was going to happen have already moved their money, which means that we could have seen that on the charts. We would see weakness in the market because of a downward pressure with increased volume or lack of people buying or some sort of bearish divergences or some shit like that, right? So that's the important thing. Like, could Binance be screwed and the whole thing is dead? Sure. But I think that the price dropping by 25-30% in the span of 48 hours, maybe that's already priced in. Is that safe to say? I think it is, right? That's reasonable, I believe. So that's the key here, guys. Like, just ignore it. You can't trade it. It's immeasurable. It's something that, like if you just ignore it and just focus on the charts, things will become so much clearer for you. So yeah. So what I want to talk about today was finding diamonds in the rough, right? Like HBAR, like ADA, the reason why they're bearish or why they're bullish. It doesn't matter that Bitcoin's collapsing. You can still find winners. That is exactly how I traded during the bear market, okay? In the bear market, you have to fully grasp Bitcoin lost like 90% of its value from the top to the bottom. 90%. That's fucking insane, right? The altcoins lost literally 99% of their value. 99% of their value. I'm not shitting you. That's actually a thing. Okay, like Litecoin went from $420 down to $17. Okay, freaking XRP went from $3.50 down to 9 cents. Okay, like, this is absolutely insane drops. So if you think that a 30% drop is going to scare me, you are out of your damn mind, okay? That's nothing. Do not stress. You need to understand, trust your indicators, and I promise you, like, you will know when it's time to sell. I promise you, you will know. These indicators will tell you when it's gonna happen. If you follow the group, you know this. All right, let's see. What else can I go over? So, portfolio, risk management, the FUD. What questions do you guys have? Any questions you guys want to know about? You got me here. Let's see. What were the other big ones? Just so you guys are aware, I am going to be going to the range with the military for the next like 4 days. So I will not be updating you like at all. So I'm going to try, but it's very likely I will not have any signal whatsoever. And even if I do have signal, I highly doubt it's enough to do videos. It's probably gonna be like posting a picture that will take like 20 minutes for me to upload. So don't expect anything good from me the next few days. So instead, trust your indicators, okay? You guys know my levels, 40K, okay? Oh, and I know exactly what else I want to talk to you about. I want you guys to fully understand how bad this might be with 40K. I want you to fully grasp this, okay? If you're on your charts, pull up March 2020, okay? And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Obviously, I can't show you on here, but if you pull up March 2020, I think it's like around the 20th or so, you are going to see a absolutely incredible drop, right? An absolutely incredible drop. This was a capticulation candle, okay? A capticulation candle. This is what is very possible to see on Bitcoin whenever we reach that 40,000 level. A capticulation candle is where the price goes below all expectations. Okay, it's going to go and absolutely melt faces. Everyone is going to be on Bitcoin, or on Twitter and Facebook. Bitcoin's dead. Y'all are idiots. I can't believe you guys are in this. Yada yada yada. You know, y'all be working Walmart and McDonald's for the next 10 years to pay off your bills, everything else. You will literally, I'm not kidding you. You will have Facebook pages and you will have Reddit groups on there posting suicide hotline information, okay? There will be so much blood in the streets, it's going to blow your mind, all right? I know that's really, really shitty, but literally people will kill themselves because how much money they will lose on these capticulation candles. And it sucks. It really, really sucks. These guys will literally be liquidated to the point where they will not be able to like do anything. They're fucked the rest of their lives, okay? They'll be in debt, they go into bankruptcy, a lot of people will kill themselves. It is literally that bad, okay? It will go well below what you expect. Like my expectations for this is 41,000 to 32,000. I've said that for a long time, okay? That's my expectation. But if I say that it's gonna go below my expectation, is it possible that we have some exchanges that drop Bitcoin down to 20,000? Yes, I am dead freaking serious. You will literally find Bitcoin on some exchanges for $20,000. It might even get to the teens. I'm telling you that right now. The reason why I'm saying that is because that's the previous all-time high, and that is not unrealistic for a low liquidity exchange for things just to absolutely get destroyed. It will completely annihilate the market. Back in March of 2020, okay, there are people who no shit were able to get some coins for like pennies. Like coins that are worth a lot of money right now, you could literally have gotten them for absolutely nothing. If you wanted to buy 1 million coins of Raven for like 3/10 of a penny each, you could have done it. You could have done it. Like you could absolutely have done it because all these liquidations and everyone's selling and stuff, all the panic selling, it's incredible. It's going to go well beyond anyone's expectation. Or it's going to get front ran, which means that it never will get there, and the whales will pump that bitch up while everyone else is waiting at the 41,000. That's my expectation, one or the other. Now, when this market does reverse, you will know. It will be extremely obvious because that mother will jump like $5,000 in the span of like 5 minutes, okay? You will know when it's over. You go back to March 2020, you go to the really low time frame and really dig around, you see how much volatility. I'm talking the market. Now back then, you gotta understand, it was only worth about 10,000 when it dropped down to like 3,000, right? So it was like a 70% drop. Are we getting close to this? Yes. Yes, we are. Absolutely, we are. 100%, we are getting close to some sort of reversal. Like I told you guys, 41,000 to 32,000 is my expectations. We're currently at 49 and we're flagging, which is very concerning. Obviously, if it may have stopped in the last 20 minutes, I don't know, right? I've been on here with you guys. But just understand that, like, yes, it is absolutely close. And it's going to be extremely brutal. If you're in a leverage position, you will get liquidated. Okay, I don't care. You will get liquidated, you will get stopped out. Either you will get stopped out or you will get liquidated. Every single leverage position in the entire freaking world will get stopped out or liquidated. That is not an exaggeration. Okay, I'm telling you, it is absolutely that violent. The price will fluctuate 10 to 20% in the span of like 5 minutes apiece. Go up, down, up, down, up, down. Yesterday, we actually saw Coinbase having, on Bitcoin, it had a $1,500 spread during that last collapse. $1,500 spread. What that means is the buys and sells were $1,500 apart from each other. Okay, if you go to the low time frame on the Coinbase chart for Bitcoin and look at like the major drop, you can see the chart jumping back and forth like this. What that means is that we didn't have any sort of liquidity in the market, and Coinbase is a massive exchange, and there was still no liquidity. That's the sort of violence that I 100% expect if we get to this level. So, but like I was saying, when it's over, you will know. You will know. And all those people who are telling you the whole Bitcoin's dead, it's all over, yada, 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 they're all selling their position. They're all going into short positions because it's going to zero. Everyone's going to say it's done, it's over, yada, 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 right? What's going to happen is all these guys who enter these short positions, this market will rise so quickly and so fast, they will not be able to get out of their positions, and they will get liquidated. So the shorts will get liquidated. So all the longs get liquidated on the way down, all the shorts get liquidated on the way up. It is absolute fucking chaos. Total violence, total destruction. Anyone who's leveraged gets fucked. And the only people who don't get fucked are people not in leverage positions, okay? If you want some really, really, really cheap coins, you might get the opportunity. If we get that dip, that capitulation candle. However, like I was saying, you might not get it. Instead, we might get front ran, which means that we won't actually get to the level we're hoping. And basically the whales give us a massive fuck you, right? That's why my buy zone is so high up. I explained that in the video today, right? All right, let's see. Not leverage, but how do I know to hold on my alts or sell some off? I mean, here's the thing, man. You have to manage your portfolio the way that you want to, right? So due to tax reasons, and also because I am super, super, super bullish on altcoins in the long term, I'm not selling. Here's the reason why. Because when this reversal happens, which it will, right? Anything that I have sold and not bought back into, I will have to be buying back into at a much higher position, right? Because it's going to explode. And when it does, you don't want to miss the boat. So I'm not selling any of my alts, and I haven't done so. You got to make this I'll make this very clear to you. Anytime that, because I'm so bullish on this market, I have not held any cash for the last year. None. I have always been exposed to the market. So what I would do is I would sell my Litecoin and buy HBAR. I didn't like sell Litecoin and wait for the right position. I literally instant bought every single time. Why? Because I'm buying coins that look super bullish. And just like you saw with HBAR today, when they pop, they pop. You will not get an entry on HBAR at 26 cents ever again. I'm convinced of that, all right? Or at least not reasonably. If a capitulation candle happens, sure, it's possible, but like, I was not going to try to scalp a couple pennies or maybe like a penny or two to get a better entry. All I wanted to do was make sure I'm in the market, get skin in the game, right? I guess I'm slightly confused. when we are going to see it drop really low and then all explodes up. Okay, let me explain this to you, okay? That's a good question. Here's what's gonna happen. If we, okay, you gotta understand this. There's two scenarios there's three scenarios I'm really expecting. One, we're already hit the bottom. This thing's gonna grind back up. We're gonna take off and go at all-time highs. Okay, that's number one. Very possible as well. Number two, we're gonna go down and get close-ish to the $41,000 that everyone's looking at, but we're not actually gonna touch it, okay? If that happens, it's called getting front ran, and I mentioned it in the video today. If that happens, all the people who are sitting waiting for their bids to get filled at 38 to 41,000 just don't get filled, and they're pissed, and they have to buy back in later, which is going to increase the market back up when they have to buy back in higher, right? Number three, this is the all fucking blood, everything goes to hell, massive losses everywhere situation, right? That's where you're gonna get some incredibly cheap coins. It's gonna go far beyond any of your expectation, right? And everyone's gonna short the market. They're gonna sell the market. Oh, Bitcoin's dead, it's over, yada, right? The whole thing's done. It's gonna go below what I'm expecting. It's gonna go below the 200 moving average, but when a crash, a capitulation, okay? You have to look at that. Go on Investopedia and see what a capitulation is, okay? It's different. A crash is a crash. We had a crash today. We had a crash yesterday. That's a crash. Capitulation is mass fucking chaos. Whole different level, okay? If you were a part of Bitcoin back in 2018 when it dropped down from the massive descending triangle and it went from 6,000 to 3,000, that was a capitulation. I was a part of that. If you were a part of the drop from 10,000 to 3,000 in March 2020, that was a capitulation. I'm telling you, man, everyone and their mother was saying it's over. I had so many texts from people saying, hey, are you still in that Bitcoin? Just making sure you're okay. All right, like dead serious. It's really that bad. Now, when that happens though, now the first situation I told you about, that was actually the end of a bear market, or that was the continuation of a bear market. And that was after a massive downtrend, and it just continued and drowned out for like a year, okay? Now a crash is really bad, right? Capitulation is a type of crash. So like in 2018 or 2019, 2018, so around there when it dropped down from 6,000 to 3,000, that was like a crash, but it had no rebound. It just crashed and kept crashing, right? So the actual drop, when it dropped below 6,000, that was an actual like capitulation. All hell is loose. It's all over. You know, like crypto's dead. Move on. Yada, right? In 2020, March 2020, that's whenever it dropped really hard. And I'm telling you, man, so many people were telling me that the whole market was fucked, right? And then what happened is I was thinking the same thing. I was like, damn, my wife is gonna be pissed, right? My wife is gonna be pissed. I blew all of our money in this stupid fucking crypto shit. She's gonna be pissed. How am I gonna do this? I hope she doesn't divorce me. All right, like, I swear to God, man, that's really how it was, right? And I was like, well, this sucks, right? But I was looking online, and I was an experienced trader, or I was pretty experienced this time. And what I did is I was like, okay, let me keep my cool here. Let's think about this. Do we still have hope? And I'm actually going to be going over this when I go over the weekly, the moving averages one. There was a moving average thing that happened, and it was the moving average thing and a weekly breaker. Those were the two saviors for that crash. I'm dead serious. Those were the only hope that was grasping for straws. And I was like, if it loses this weekly breaker and this weekly moving average, it's over. It's fucked. I'm done. I'm telling my wife that, you know, I'm sorry. If you want to divorce me, I totally understand, right? Obviously, I did not. And I kept going because obviously it worked out pretty well, right? But the point here is like, but what happened? Once everyone shorted the market, what does shorting do? That means that people have took out a leveraged position to push the market back down because they expect the market to continue dropping. But whenever a shit ton of people short the market and all the liquidations have happened for the longs, that means there's no more downward pressure because all the longs have been liquidated, right? That means all the downward pressure has already been utilized. So if all the downward pressure is gone, what's the most profitable direction for the whales to push it? Back up, right? So what they do is they crash the market really hard and then they shoot that bitch right back up, okay? And remember that you are just a minnow swimming in a massive freaking ocean that has whales just sitting here waiting to push a button and fuck up everything, right? They are going to push that button when they're going to make the most money out of it. And that's exactly what they do. They wait until they liquidate everyone on the downside and they liquidate everyone on the upside. And then everyone's fucked. The whales make out like bandits and we have to sit here, you know, trying to mend our wounds. And the best way to avoid that is not to play leverage positions at that point. So I hope that makes sense on what I'm looking for. I think I talked about it during the market fundamentals. Yeah, market fundamentals. There's a video I did on market fundamentals. Look on the guide section, Brian. You can find that. And I talk about what's called whale fuck games. Okay, the whale fuck games are a thing. I promise you they are. And it's absolutely brutal. And when they do it on Bitcoin, it's so much more brutal because every single alt just gets annihilated. Absolutely annihilated. Go back. I'm telling you, if you want to have some fun, go on some low liquidity exchanges like Kraken and go back to March 2020 and see what prices you could have gotten some coins. All right, like insanely low coins you could have gotten. All right. Yeah, you need to catch the fence, man. What the hell, bro? You're my boy. Man, come on, get him. Because you're that guy that's always like involved in everything, man. You're like my litmus test for the rest of the group. Because if you haven't done it, I know that others haven't done it either, right? So I'm gonna release videos whenever you guys are ready for them. But if y'all don't watch the first videos, I ain't releasing the next ones yet. So yeah, you're my litmus test, man. So let's see. So that is what we're looking at for my expectations. So either we're done dropping, which is actually reasonable to assume at this point. It honestly is, right? The next one's going to be the front running, which case that everyone who's trying to buy at 30 to 40,000 just gets fucked and it just keeps going up without them, or a massive capitulation that just blows people's minds. So now here's the other part about capitulation candles. If the capitulation candle hypothetically drops all the way to 20,000, but it closes back above 41,000, did we ever lose that breaker? No. Did that breaker hold? Yes, it did, right? Because we don't give a shit about what happens in between candles. All we care about is the close. So as long as that candle closes bullishly, we don't really give a shit what happens in between, right? And that's the key. So if you're doing a weekly moving average like the 21, like I was talking about today with somebody else, we are playing the 21 weekly moving average, and that's a really good moving average to work with, right? It's a very, very good one to look at. Now, even if we lost the 21 moving average inter-week, as long as we close back above it, we're fine. And you can have, if you go back to that time frame, look like a monthly candle on in March, it's insane. It is an absolutely disgusting looking candle. It goes down, hits a level that's fucking unreal, and I'm pretty sure it actually closes as a green candle, which is nuts, right? So just things to look at, right? Whatever, you have to just really stay patient. You have to trust your indicators. Don't overreact. Don't get stressed about, small or large movements, but unless they close as a bearish sign, stuff that happens inside the candles does not matter. Now, obviously, if you're trading leverage or your time frame is too short, like if you need money next week for rent and you're trying to trade on weekly candles, you're going to have a bad time, right? If you're day trading on weekly candles, you're going to have a bad time. But if you are trading for the next 3 to 6 months, like I am, you're gonna have a great freaking time. All right. That's why I don't care if alts drop down like half the portfolio right now. It doesn't really bother me. It would, I mean, obviously it would suck, but that being said, I would be okay because I'm looking long term, and that's how I have been playing for the last, year and a half. So, time frames is perspective, man. So you need to adjust your own risk management the way that makes sense for you. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do or, do that. That's why I don't manage people's portfolio. Besides like my parents and like siblings and stuff, I'll manage their stuff, but I won't manage anyone else because it's really up to you to manage your own stuff, right? So yeah. And that's also because they trust me and everything else, and I know what they're looking for, and I make sure they're not putting in too much or whatever. So I'm okay with that, but I would not ever even consider managing somebody else's portfolio for crypto. It's way too dangerous, and it's way too much responsibility for me. So I'll tell you guys what I'm doing, and that's what I do all the time, right? Hey, if you guys want to follow my positions, you're welcome to, but these are my positions that I do, and this is what I decide to do. And if you want to follow me, you're welcome to, but it's your own damn money. It's your own damn decision. I actually have one guy, no shit. He hit me up and he said, hey man, I lost a lot of money because of you. Whoa, what? He's like, yeah, man, I tried to do this and it didn't work out. I'm like, okay, hold the fuck on. What do you mean you lost money because of me? No, right? And I had to tell him, I was like, no, dude, you lost the money because you made a decision. And I was like, wait, why the fuck are you even down? Like, you shouldn't even be down right now. Like, whenever I bought in, I'm still in profit. I'm confused. And he was like, well, I didn't get the buy at the same time as you, so I actually bought in like 20% higher than my position. I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? Like, why are you blaming me whenever you had FOMO and didn't want to miss out? Well, I wasn't able to transfer my money over quick enough. That's too fucking bad, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's not my fault that you FOMO'd into a position and didn't even understand what the hell's going on. So I was like, no, bro, that's all you, man. Get fucked. So it is what it is. And that's how I operate, guys. Like, if you want to follow me, great. If you don't, great. I'm not going to bullshit you guys and give you guys these moon expectations. I'm probably one of the very, very few people on any sort of platform, YouTube or Facebook or any of that crap, who's going to legitimately give you serious information and not bullshit you. You would think so, right? All right, let's see. Well, I'm now parked. Let's see what else I got. I understand what my worry was, missing a point to sell in before the big crash to later buy back in. I mean, yeah, and here's the thing, right? Okay, good thing. I'm going to talk about this real quick. So you have to understand your risk to reward, okay? Let's say you were to sell right now, okay? And hope that you were going to have a capitulation candle, right? Let's say that. Where would your stop loss be? Where would your invalidation point be where your idea is no longer valid, right? Well, mine would be at 61,222, right? That's what I've said for a long time. I think now I could probably drop it down to like, probably like 55-ish around there. And I think I'd be able to validate like, hey, I think if we get above here, we're now invalidated at that point. But here's the thing though, right? My expectations for this movement is somewhere around 41,000, right? So that means that from here at like 50,000, I can only drop 9,000, but my stop loss is going to have to be $6,000 higher. That's only like a 1.3 risk to reward and 1.3 R. Do I like that trade? No, I don't. It's way, way, way too little of a risk to reward for me. Now, if you watch the video today, or if you've been following the group, you know that I had a short setup that was way up at 58,000, right? Around 58,000, I said, hey guys, if you want to take a short position, now's the time. If you want to try to sell and buy back in lower, this is a good time. The reason why, because we're at 58,000 and my stop loss is going to be 61,222, like it always is, right? And because of that, and I was targeting way the hell down at like, I think it was like 49,000 or 48,000. Okay, so you're only risking 3,000 to make like what, 10-ish? It was like what, $2,000 risk to make like 10,000. Is that a good R to R? Yes, it is, right? So that's where you have to look at. What would actually invalidate your position? What would your stop loss be? So you have to be able to make make your short position that makes sense. I'm not in BTC at all, unfortunately or fortunately. I mean, that's fine. Now, that being said, though, there's endless amount of charts out there, right? There's endless amount of charts. You have to go out there and try to understand where would start making some risk to rewards and your reason for validations. And you just got to think, is the limit, or is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Is it worth the risk of leaving the crypto market when you ultimately expect it to go back up to try to buy back in a little bit lower? Is it worth it? To me, no, it's not. Absolutely not. That's me. That's my risk tolerance. I'm saying, fuck that. You could not pry my crypto out of my fucking hands right now. I'm way too bullish on the macro to even consider trying to sell now and buy back in later. And the reason why is because when this thing pops off like I'm expecting it to, it's going to absolutely explode. I missed a question, didn't I? Oh, have I seen what Dash looks like? Okay, let me hold on. All right, let's see. What exchange do I use? I use Binance.us. However, it's going to be extremely hard for you to get in there and get verified if you want to try to follow my position or follow my exchange, because it's just overwhelmed. Coinbase is the best one, and I hate to say it, but probably the only one where you can get verified quick enough to not miss these movements that are coming up soon. So I would recommend using Coinbase, and obviously use my referral code if you could. Yada, yada, yada. I really do appreciate that. Yada, 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 right? So yeah, Binance.us, you can go ahead and apply for it and try the registration process, but it's going to take literally weeks. Now, Binance.us or Binance itself, because there's a difference. And if you are in Binance, and a U.S. citizen, I strongly discourage you from doing that. Crypto.com is good. I honestly, I don't know. Okay, good. All right, awesome. Glad to hear that. Because I'm about to say, if you're using Binance as a U.S. citizen, technically you're not supposed to be there, and technically they can just take all your coins from you if they find out you're from the U.S. So it's way too high of a risk for me. Crypto.com, I don't know anything about it. Honestly, I don't, guys. Like I've been saying for a long time, I know what I like, and I'm pretty stubborn in the way that I do it, and that's just me. So, Yeah, and I hate to say it like that, but I really am. I'm just really, really stubborn in what I do. I think it honestly works pretty well for me, honestly, but whatever. Let's see what else. Dash, say what? Dude, seriously? On the, on Binance? Yes. It is against the terms of service of Binance. It is against the term of service on Binance to be a U.S. citizen on that exchange. Yes, it is, 100%. So now, have they done that yet? Not that I'm aware of, but could they? Yes, they could. Yes, they could seize all those assets and you're fucked. All right, that's it, because you did not follow their terms of service, so they could just take your fucking money and say fuck you. I mean, that makes sense to me. I think it's way too high of a risk. I know a lot of people do use it. They use VPNs and etc. But I mean, it's too much of a. Oh, have you looked? You haven't looked into crypto.com? No, I haven't, man. I'm not gonna lie. So, I like the exchange I'm using right now. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Honestly, I am. Let's see what else. Anything else you guys think of? Oh, Dash. You asked about Dash. Yes, Dash looks good on a high time frame, but I really haven't done the in-depth analysis on it. I'm telling you right now, man, there's not a chance in hell I can go over it today. I have to get ready for the range, like I was mentioning to you guys, so I will be gone for the next 3 days. Like, there's nothing or 4 days. Nothing I can do about it. I'll be back on Tuesday. I'll get you guys updated. You guys know what my high time frame is. You guys know what I'm looking for. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I think I'm going to end this video, but I'm going to go... I'm actually buying some flowers for my wife because I've been neglecting her because I'm doing so much crypto shit. So hope she appreciates it. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to go home and say hi and, you know, make her all happy and stuff. So, yep, will do. Let's see, real quick. I was bought ADA. Yeah, I bought ADA and BNB this morning on Binance after your video. Missed the buy window on ADA because you said you expected much higher. Yeah. I mean, obviously you want to try to get in as low as possible. So you have to consider, what's your risk reward on that coin? We really don't know, man. So you have to manage it. You have to manage it yourself. Understand that, yes, I do expect higher. However, you are pretty far from entry. So have you missed the boat? Potentially, right? Could you get a better opportunity elsewhere? I mean, yeah, obviously you can. Very unlikely that you get the very bottom of the best opportunity that exists. So don't stress out. Don't FOMO in anything. Just be patient. Be careful. Yeah, and I'm going to end it there, guys. All right, have a good day. Bye.